Hey, filmmakers, I'm Nick Bodmer.
I'm Griffin Hammond, and this week is our week off from the podcast, but we have a bonus episode for you.
Bonus episode.
A short conversation, and we'll be back with a full episode on January 17th next Wednesday.
Beautiful.
But today, the one thing I want to talk about is a comment I got on a really old video of mine. I made a video on February 13th, 2014, called Can I Call Myself a Filmmaker? Language means different things to different people, and I've always felt a little bit weird calling myself a filmmaker or calling what I do films.
I do remember this video. I remember every video you ever made because I care about you. I'm a fan, I'm a subscriber, and it's all up here. I remember it all.
I don't even know if I remember that much of this video. I think it was that I was making or finishing Sriracha, or no, this would have been after I'd already finished Sriracha, and realized I think I can call myself a filmmaker now, that for me, I needed to make a film to be able to own that title for myself.
Okay.
And I have been calling myself that ever since, and in a way, I think it's actually helped my career that I stopped calling myself a videographer and started calling myself a filmmaker, because now I think people do take me seriously for different kinds of projects just by using that title.
And which film stock do you prefer these days? You still on the Kodachrome something or other?
I have only shot on film once. I shot on like black and white film in at New York University in film school, like I think it was 16mm film. And I've cut film. I've done that, but I do not currently use celluloid film. But that is the premise of the comment that I received recently on this 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old video. A guy named Stein Kaufman wrote this: "You're a videographer unless you shoot film," which it is also annoying to hear people saying they are, quote, shooting a film or I'm filming, but using a video camera. You're shooting video, not film.
Well, there
you go. What
do
do you think about that?
I think he laid it out for you. I think you are a fraud, sir. and you should resign in disgrace. That's what I think.
So whenever I see comments like this, I do kind of empathize with them, because I feel like for a long time in my life, I like rules. You know, when I was in school, I love like grammar rules and spelling and making sure that I'm using the meaning of words correctly.
Uh-huh.
But I think over time I've learned words are whatever meaning community ascribes to them.
Literally. Yep, there's one.
Well, yeah, that's a good example. I mean, I would hope that people will continue to use literally the way that it's defined. But if everyone decides to use it wrong, then literally can actually mean figuratively. And historians will just accept the fact that that's what the word means now, and 100 years ago people decided they changed the meaning of that word. And I think the same goes with film. Sure, it comes from the film stock that we used, but I think the word film as a verb and filmmaker as a noun can mean modern filmmaking that doesn't necessarily use film stock.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a difference. You know, you hear the word YouTuber a lot now, which I think is kind of new to our, I want to say lexicography, but that's not a word, is it?
Our lexicon.
Lexicon.
Our vernacular.
Yeah, and I think a lot of YouTubers you wouldn't call filmmakers, right?
Right. I mean, I think the lines are blurred. I think if they want to call themselves filmmakers, I might accept that.
Sure.
But, yeah.
But I think a filmmaker has less to do with the technology employed and more to do with what the end product is.
Yeah. And so to really like back up my response to him, I mean, I wanted to be able to say like most films these days aren't shot on film, but I kind of was curious. So I actually looked up the last 10 winners of the Best Cinematography Oscar.
Ooh, good choice. Okay.
And realized that, yes, the very last one, La La Land, was shot on film, but of the last 10, only 3 were shot on film. There Will Be Blood in 2007, Inception in 2010, and La La Land in 2016 were all shot on film, but the rest of them were all shot mostly on ARRI ALEXAs.
Digital cameras, man. I think this digital thing might stick around. I don't know. It might not be a fad.
Well, and I thought about it, like, do you think that Lubezki, the guy who shot The Revenant, Birdman, and Gravity, and won 3 Oscars in a row for his cinematography, do you think he does not call himself a filmmaker because he's not shooting these films on film?
I don't think he should. If he does, you know, we're going to go have a little chat with him. Set him straight.
So, I think the technology evolves in filmmaking, and
I really
words
thought
evolve.
that The Revenant was a great video. It was wonderful.
A great video. A really great YouTube video. Also, though, I don't think I should take Stein Kaufman's comment seriously, because I clicked on his YouTube, his account, his channel, and his header image is the Confederate flag.
Oh, okay.
So he is really living in the past.
I'd say. I'm not even going to go near that one. We're just going to get ourselves into trouble. What do we got coming next week, Griffin?
Next week, Wednesday, January 17th, we'll be back with a full episode. I think we'll be talking about underwater shooting. I think I'll have some footage to share with you.
That could be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Talk to you later. You got to prep me before we start these things so I can come up with something really good and sound smart. I don't know. Do you have one?
Like, I don't know.